Hello everyone, Magnus here. Today I wanted to talk about a special feature with the GH5 that adds a little bit more flexibility when it comes to recording resolutions that you get. Now the GH5 is known for enhanced features for video modes, 4K 60p, you've got 180 frames per second, 1080p, but one of the hidden photo modes that actually could add a bit more depth to video modes is the 6K photo mode. Now 6K photo mode actually records video at 30 frames per second and then allows you to pull photos from that video, and those photos come out to 18 megapixels, which is great. Can you actually use that for video and get increased resolution? Yep, you can. And what I want to talk about today are the benefits of using that enhanced video for video production. Now, the resolution that you get is pretty large. It's not exactly 6K. I'd actually compare it to more to 5K. But if you actually wanted to output it in the traditional 16:9 format, what you get out of that is about a 5184 by 2916 if you output it to 16:9 format. What that lets you do is, if you're outputting in 4K, you could even zoom in just a bit more and still get that 4K detail without losing any quality. Or if you're outputting in 1080p, you could zoom in even further without losing video resolution. That's a great plus. But a couple of downsides that you get when you're actually recording in 6K is that you won't get access to log mode, which you do get when you record in the traditional 16:9 format in 4K using the GH5. Another downside is that your codec will not be the traditional H.264 codec that you would get in the other video modes from the GH5. What you do record is H.265. Now, I've spoken a lot about H.265 video formats when it comes to recording with the NX1, because that's all you get out of the NX1. That enhanced compression is great, and I didn't think that they would actually put it in this camera, but they did in this photo mode, of course, to allow for better compression, and it's a little bit easier to deal with those file sizes than you would have to in that high resolution in H.264. But the downside is that when you output it into Adobe Premiere, for example, the editing program doesn't quite work well with it. In fact, you get a mushy green or almost like just an unusable format when you do work with that. So you have to convert it using a converting software before you can actually edit that footage. And when you do get that footage, you're not going to get a traditional 16:9 format. You're going to get a 4:3 or 3:2 format. Then you'd have to crop into it if you want to fill the screen. But you do get enhanced resolution when it comes to that. So it does have its benefits. But encoding it could result in larger file sizes, which is a bit annoying. But at the end of the day, what you do get is much more detail when it comes to your actual video. Now, is the compression better? I'd say it's comparable. If you're doing 4K, then 4K actually takes the full sensor size and then down-reses it to 4K. So when it comes to noise, you might see a little bit less noise because all of that larger sensor size is down compressed into 4K, which allows for better quality, somewhat better quality. Whereas if you're getting pixel per pixel, if there are any flaws, you're going to see those flaws and they're going to be a bit more pronounced since you have a larger file size. But you're more than likely going to down-res it anyway, because if you think about it, most people do not have 5K or up screens. There might be a couple of monitors that do actually give you that enhanced resolution, but for the most part, you're going to get either 1080p or the few of us that actually have 4K, you're going to see that. So it shouldn't be that much of an issue. One of the other features that the 5K limits to you is that you can only record in 30 frames per second, whereas in the other formats you can record at different frame rates up to 60p and 4K off the GH5. But when it comes to 5K, you're limited to only 30 frames per second. You can't do 24p, you can't do 60p or anything else. only 30 frames per second. But again, it's meant for photos, not for video. Let me show you what 5K looks like, and I'm going to switch the video to 5K for a split second to see if you guys notice any enhancement. I'm not going to change anything else. I am recording in log, so I'm going to switch from log to Cinelike D, and that might have a little bit more color adjustments, but for the most part, I'm not switching anything else. So let's take a look at what that looks like right now. Right now, I'm recording myself in 5K. Can you tell the difference? I don't know if you can. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Check me out. I'm going to switch back to 4K and end the video. Here I am back in 4K, traditional 4K format. Let me know what you guys think. Please like, share, and of course, as always, you can make my day if you subscribe today. This is Magnus, and I'm out. See you guys later.